Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Trio Planet once again on this magical day of Wednesday, where most of our reactions, reviews come from. This one isn't Mandalorian. This one is Bad Batch Episode 13, titled Paboo. I think it's actually the shortest episode. No, it is very close to being the shortest episode, but it isn't the shortest episode. I'm joined by the wonderful Jordan,
Hey
aka
everybody.
and a bit of a slow episode this week, to say that last week's was so impactful.
Yeah.
Last week's was The Outpost, a crosshair themed episode, and it's a bit ironic to me that the most enjoyed episodes, review wise, are from Crosshair instead of the
Yeah.
actual Bad Batch.
Yeah. I think seeing Crosshair's mental state
His
as
arc.
his arc is really interesting. I'm just saying maybe it's much more of a Crosshair season
Yeah, possibly.
than anything. But yeah.
But Paboo, the episode, it begins where all good Star Wars episodes begin. Where does it begin, Jordan? In the canteen.
In the canteen, yeah, as always.
We first see Omega and the pirate lady, whose name, I'll be honest with you, I didn't learn, so I don't know. We'll just call her Pirate Lady for the foreseeable future. They're having a meeting with some pirates for an artifact, but the pirates, after the deal is made, attempt to poison her, and she's like, not really my style. And he lets out a toxic worm, it looks like, a toxic little centipede thing with a little stinger. And they think they're about to kill her, but oh no, guess who's there? It's Hunter. Hunter throws the knife, absolutely annihilates the thing. Guy's like, you should have probably brought more muscle than this little girl and this twerp here. And then Wrecker's like, oh, she did. And then Wrecker kicks some ass. Wrecker's amazing, like always. They have a little firefight, and then they escape thanks to Tech bringing the Marauder in. And they're in hyperspace, and they get a message from Sid. Yay! Our favourite Trandoshan.
Yeah, Sid's, to be honest, season 1, I liked it, but now she's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the pirate lady decides to give them a bunch of coordinates, and they fly to a paradise comparison to where they've been previously. A paradise called Paboo, where a bunch of refugees from all around the galaxy have come together to live on this tropical island.
Away from the Empire.
It's very beautiful. Omega meets a little girl whose name, again, can't remember.
Yeah, and she is the niece of the pirate lady.
Yes, of Pirate Lady. And we also meet a very rotund gentleman, who I believe is like the magistrate or like the mayor.
He's
or
basically
leader.
the boss. He's basically the guy who runs the place.
He's the leader of Paboo. His name's Shep. I remember his name because we got a nice laugh. He introduced himself to all of them and he's like, welcome, welcome, welcome. And then Wrecker is like, put her there.
Wrecker's like, yeah, they have like a little muscle match.
And then I'll be honest, not much happens.
Nothing much happened except that we watched a few scenes of Tech flirting.
Yeah. For about 10 minutes. Well, a little bit short of 10 minutes. About
even Wrecker went to him and said, you've got
competition now.
You've got competition, yeah.
Now, for 8 minutes, it's sort of just peaceful. And Omega becomes friends with Shep's daughter, and they decide to go out to the water to watch the sunset. And then there's a tremor, and we're like, no, never mind, peacefulness over. So Omega and the little girl decide to head back, and then there's another tremor. This one's a lot worse, and then what's called a sea surge begins to happen. Their early warning system goes off, and well, the water begins to recede at a rapid pace, and it recedes enough to the point where Omega and Shep's daughter get knocked off the boat, and they wake up, and there is literally no water around them, and the rumbling happens in the background, and the waves coming, and so they start running. Hunter runs to get to the Marauder to pick them up. Tech and Pirate Lady deploy ladders along the wall to help people get to high ground quicker. Shep and Wrecker start looking for people to help evacuate. And then the wave hits. Everyone's safe. The wave hits, and it is complete destruction of Lower Pabu. The entire lower portion of the island is completely destroyed by the wave, which is very sad for these people who have just lost pretty much everything.
Yep.
And we see them all banding together in a nice little
Yep.
scene in the morning. And at that point, Hunter and Tech say, well, we should stick around. We can help you guys rebuild. And episode ends. Not a very action-packed episode.
It's basically to show us that they are basically just finished with Sid's bullshit.
Yeah, which, fair enough.
Which I get. The only reason we get action from them is because Sid puts them in those situations where action is needed. But now that they are wanting like some distance from Sid, there's not going to be much action. So really, this is best case scenario for them.
I think there will be some action. I feel like the next few episodes are going to be focusing on Crosshair and his.
I feel like I do have a feeling that this will probably end. This will possibly end with Crosshair rejoining the team.
Yeah, but
just got that feeling.
What did you think, Jordan, of Pabu?
I thought it was a nice paradise. It looked beautiful. Like the island looked great. It looked absolutely fucking phenomenal. Yeah, I enjoyed this episode because we got to see some heart. We got the animation always looking good. We got to see some heart into it. Crosshair, not Crosshair, Tech flirting with that pirate woman. That was, man's got game. I'll say that. What else? The scene with Wrecker and the mayor or whatever. Probably like muscle matching. And then like the tsunami or what would it call? Ocean Sage or something. Sea Surge. It was really fucking cool. Like the water just started rescending, so it like went back, so it created land, created more land, and you saw fish on land, and then it just Omega and that girl sit up and look, and it's coming back at them. That was really cool, and yeah, seeing the destruction of that place, I did feel bad for the people who were there, who were living there, and it felt heart wrenching, gut wrenching to feel that. To be honest with you, but Yeah, I'm gonna give. I think on my end, I'm gonna give this episode a. I'm probably gonna give this a 7 or 6.2. Probably, I'd say. What about you?
I'm not gonna lie. Apart from the animation, I think the episode was probably the weakest we've had from the Bad Batch because I don't see how it pushes the story forward in any way. The only sort of story thread that was like continued or mattered was them moving away from Sid. But that happened sort of immediately at the start of the episode. And then it was sort of just look at our island paradise and help us solve this issue that we've not had in decades. Like a very cliche sort of thing. Like all of a sudden you guys have arrived and oh the cataclysm's happening. So I do think it was generally a weak story thread.
Yeah.
The the idea of the sea surge was a cool one, and if it was happening during the middle of a mission, that would have been an interesting thing because they'd have to make a decision. But there was no choice. It was you're just helping these people escape. And because we didn't really get a chance to connect with anyone on Pabu, I didn't really care. I was sort of just like, yeah, fine, save as many as you can, but it doesn't really matter because it's I've not got to know any of them other than Shep and the girl. So that's it. That's the only two that I really care about surviving.
Yeah.
Rating wise, I'm gonna have to be pretty harsh with this one. I think I'm gonna give it a 3.
3. Okay.
A 3, and it gets a 3 for flawless animation.
Okay.
And the only reason it's like doesn't get higher for animation, like the animation doesn't push it any higher, is because if I allowed it to push it any higher, every episode would be a 10.
Hmm.
But I think three is a good score because that's 3 out of 3 for animation. If we think of it in simpler terms, that's 3 out of 3 for animation, 3 out of 10 for the overall factors that affect the episode.
Hmm.
So, other than the animation, I think the rest of it was pretty weak. I generally think that after the Outpost last episode, which was like a flawless execution of a turncoat story, I think Pabu's just a waste of time
Hmm.
in, in
Okay.
the in the season. Could have
Yeah.
done so much more.
Yeah. I agree with you on some points there. But yeah, overall, I thought it were an okay episode. It was did what it did. It did what it set out to do. I'm
Oh,
hoping, yeah,
it did what it set out to do. It just didn't do
yeah.
anything for the
I'm
overall
hoping,
season.
I'm hoping that there is a lot more connectivity.
Yeah, and after 2 episodes of like extremely good back-to-back story, like Metamorphosis and The Outpost, have been like amazing episodes to watch.
Yeah.
And for this to sort of come in and like be a bit disappointing, sort of stings a little, especially after like Mando, because we obviously watched this after we watched Mando,
Yeah.
which probably rose tints as a little bit for like live action versus animation.
Hmm.
But I think even if it was live action, I still think this would have been a very weak plot for an episode in a show about clones that are be on the run.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think you've pretty much summed it all up. To be honest with you.
It is a shame because I do like the characters and I
Yeah.
do hope that they get some better story points. Like we've got 3 episodes left, which is 2 weeks, not 3, 2 weeks of Bad Batch next week and the week after.
Yeah, looks at final 2 episodes come out the
2
same day.
episode finale. So that'll be a long review because we have to review
Yeah.
2 episodes and then the overall season.
Yeah.
But if you guys
We'll just do
did,
that the same way that we did when we first started doing reviews, where we'll review it. You do the breakdown, review the episode, breakdown, review the episode, and then do the overall season after.
yeah. So if you did enjoy this review of Bad Batch episode 13, Taboo, do leave a comment down below. It does help us know if you guys are enjoying the reviews. Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy what we do here. If you don't, leave a dislike. Helps with engagement still. Other than that, I have been one of your hosts, Azteral,
I've been your Slasher.
and we will see you in the next review. And remember that good soldiers follow orders.
Good soldiers follow orders.
Forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
It's over, Anakin!